Now before you hop in the comments like genetics, obviously I grow a beard genetically, but it wasn't this high on my face. It had a much more prominent gap here and it just wasn't as full overall. And it all was inspired by a guy who didn't grow any facial hair. This is a friend of mine. He has a private Twitter account, does not want to be on camera. But once he showed me this progress, I was like, I gotta know how you did it because I got patches I need to fill in. So in this video, I'm gonna show you all my products and my routine, give you progress photos along the way, and stick around to the very end because I'm gonna show you the mistakes I made so you can avoid them and have even faster progress than me.
Ooh, I'm a pretty man. Ooh, that's that ugly style.
Now starting with phase 1 is to make the decision and stick with it. There is no way to avoid the awkward stage. It will be rough. And if you have no facial hair at all, the awkward stage for you is brushing smooth skin. Remember this guy right here? He was brushing his hairless face for weeks. And some of y'all might remember, my beard used to be a lot skinnier, and when I decided to grow my neck beard out, it was patchy, it was light, it was very itchy. It was a whole 2 months of me really having to grow it in and nurture it so it can finally start being the same fullness as the rest of my beard. And for my guys who already have some facial hair, maybe you want to fill in your gaps or make your beard whiter, one thing that helped me be patient is that after about the first week of growing my hair out, I had my barber trim my beard down and also line up a really faint line because it was just barely growing in, but it just gives you a good vision of where you want it to go, kind of like a goal line for yourself. So let that be there, and hopefully that helps you stay a little bit more patient to go through the awkward stage. Now phase 2 is to get supplies, and what you need to get is Jamaican castor oil, tea tree oil, a mixing container, a medium to soft brush, and a toothbrush to get the small spots. I got all these from Amazon, so they're really easy to find, but do not get the bootleg versions, okay? There are knockoffs out there, so if you want the official ones, they're all linked down below in the description. Phase 3 is mix and apply. You wanna fill your mixing container with castor oil, not to the very, very top, but like almost there. Add about 10 to 20 drops of the tea tree oil. Personally, I use 20, but it is really strong stuff, so maybe you start with 10 and work your way up. You wanna shake your container up real good just to make sure it's all mixed in there, and then dip your toothbrush in there, or just your finger if you want to, and apply it to the places you know you need to grow your beard. And what you wanna do is brush no less than 50 times on each surface. Get in there real good everywhere you wanna grow hair, and you wanna do this every single day and evening, okay? Before you go to bed and when you get up in the morning. So next we have progress pictures. And before I show you these results, I wanna let you know that I kept my beard the same length every single week. I wanted to grow new hairs or stimulate weaker hairs to come in stronger instead of depending on longer hairs to grow and just kind of cover stuff up, which is also a good tactic that I'll get to at the end of the video, but it's not the point of this. I wanted to do a fair apples to apples comparison, and you'll see the progress right now. Here on day 1, you see my trouble areas are very obvious. The hairs on my cheeks are very light and wispy, barely growing in. The gaps here where my mustache touches my beard are very prominent. And then when it comes to my neck beard, the right side was actually fine. I actually am okay with that, but the left side was much more gappy and patchy. It didn't look as full as the right side, so I wanted to work on that too. Now looking at day 30, I was actually really disappointed at this time. I really wanted to quit because I felt like I really wasn't making progress. And if you look at the pictures, there is some growth now that I look back, but in the moment, bro, I was definitely like on the verge of saying, forget it, like I'm not doing this no more. But I made a promise to y'all, I will make this video for better or for worse. And then also, I made a promise to myself. So I wanted to keep it, I kept pushing through, and I am glad I stuck with it, because if you look at day 1 versus day 60, now we're starting to see some real progress. And this is why I got really excited, because I didn't want all this work I've been putting in every single day and night to just flop. So I'm just very happy about it. If you look at my neck beard, I mean, come on, man, that's night and day. I feel like it's really filled in a lot right there, a lot less more prominent gaps. The gaps I had around the corners of my mouth are getting a lot fuller. Now, granted, my left side made a lot more progress than my right side. I'm not sure why, but either way, it's progress, and I'm very, very proud of myself for sticking with it every single day. But you notice overall that it looks a lot fuller and a lot better. But what you'll also notice is I look a hell of a lot greasier on day 60 compared to day 1. And your boy got acne. I started breaking out from this because I just wasn't prepared for it. And the worst part is I could have avoided all this if I was just just being smarter. And that leads me to the last part, mistakes. The first thing I should have done when I first started this process was talk to my skincare specialist and the sponsor for this video, Geology. If you guys know this channel, you know that I've been using them for over a year now. And the thing that makes them special is that it's a custom regimen just for you, depending on whatever your problems are. When I first got with Geology, I said, hey, I need you to help me with my under eyes because they were really dark, really sunken in. And as you can see, they've improved a lot. But I have that same regimen from a year ago. I never told them, hey, now I'm about to be adding so much more oil to my face, I need more acne fighting power or whatever, right? So now we're making progress. Now things have switched up and they've given me great advice and we're switching up my plan and my regimen. But man, I could have just avoided that whole thing. So if you're already a Geology guy like me, just give the team a heads up ahead of time so they can set you up with the proper ingredients and give you the best advice for you. And if you've never heard of this product before, it's actually a subscription service. So very pandemic friendly. You don't have to leave the house. And again, you do a whole consultation. They talk to you about what it is that is bothering you about your skin personally, and then they give you a face wash, a morning moisturizer, evening moisturizer, under eye cream, and that's all you need. You don't have to think about it. So if you want to give it a try yourself, use my code Devin30x2 and you'll get 30% off your first 2 orders with Geology. And again, I do not get paid if you use the code. It's literally just to save you money. And the second mistake I made was using too hard of a brush on the places I didn't grow hair previously. Now I can use the same brush on my hair that I use on my beard here, but here is new growth. It wasn't any hair there really at first. So I started bleeding because I was brushing 50 times as if I was brushing my head. And I had to chill out on that and use a toothbrush instead. So if it's a new place where you don't grow hair, do not use a hard brush and go medium or soft. And actually I would go soft. The third mistake you want to avoid is trimming your beard at all. Now I trimmed it early on because I was being impatient and I wanted to keep trimming it as it grew in so it started looking more even. But if you don't really have hair to spare like that, don't do it, because the more it grows, it'll overlap and it'll start filling in stuff and looking a lot fuller faster. If I never trim my beard this whole 2 months, this whole 60-day process, it'll probably look a lot fuller everywhere, but I kept trimming it just so I can have an apple to apple comparison. But day 90, day 120, oh yeah, it's gonna look a lot more full. And actually, if you want me to do a follow-up video to this, I will. So leave a comment right now if you want to follow up. But if I do this video, okay, not only do I need to see a lot of comments, I want to see that you guys are also doing it too. So we're gonna figure out a way to like have you guys submit your before and after pictures or something like that. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we do a video where I have you submit your pictures and we do a whole thing like that. That'd be tight. But anyway, moving on to number 4, the fourth mistake you want to avoid is using too much oil. When I first started this process, I slathered on way too much and way more than I needed. And just a couple few dabs really go a long way. And I would just start with a little bit and then add more as you go instead of like slathering a whole bunch at first. Just take it slow. That's all I gotta say. The fifth mistake you want to avoid, and it's also kind of a pro tip, you want to not work out, okay? What I should have done and what I planned on doing and what I did actually the first month was do high intensity workouts. But as you guys know, it's quarantine season and I've just been super lazy around this time because I can't go to the gym anymore. So I gotta start running more. I gotta really get my high intensity workouts up because it really boosts your testosterone. And as you know, testosterone helps what? Facial hair. Exactly. So high intensity workouts, highly recommended. Now the final mistake you want to avoid, number 6, is not being consistent. Throughout this whole process, I was very consistent with my corners, right? Because I can see them, but out of sight, out of mind. Day 1 through 30, I was very slacky on the neck beard. I wasn't really putting stuff in here. I might have done like 4 or 5 days out of the whole month, the first month, and you can see the progress. It was a week. But then 30 to 60, now you saw the neck hairs come in a lot more because I was on them every single day. So stay consistent. Even take progress photos for yourselves. It'll definitely help. Make sure you are brushing it in because you want to stimulate that hair growth. So if this video was helpful for you or at least interesting information, make sure to give it a thumbs up, please. It helps out my channel tremendously. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, this is a great place on YouTube. That's a perfect balance between fashion and grooming content as well as social media and tech content. You get the best of both worlds on how to present yourself online better and in real life. It's a beautiful thing. So if that sounds like something you want to see, check it out. I got a subscription button down below. I got a bell down there, and I want you to tap both of those before you get up out of here. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.